What's up, guys? Intellitech Mobile here, and I was at a flea market, and I found this giant, heavy, dense, with a giant metal stand, this giant, beefy HP piece of crap, and I brought it home. And big shout out to the friend of mine who carried this realistically more of the way than he should have, but yeah, it is what it is. But still, I really appreciate that because this thing was not lightweight. But this was from May of 2008. It cost me a whopping $20, and it's a 24-inch monitor, 16 by 10 from what I can tell. And the biggest thing is I won a nice monitor. My dream monitor is a Dell 1440p but 16 by 10 monitor from about this era. One of the ultra sharps with a 16 by 10 2560 by 1600 display. That is my dream monitor. 1440p at 16 by 10 is what I want, and I love those Dell ultra sharps because they have the sound bar, they've got the USB hub built in. Now this HP is not quite that. It's got some USB ports built in though, which is interesting, and it's so heavy that it has a handle. I'm not sure if this is the original stand. It looks pretty jank, but it's super, super heavy as a result. So what I'm going to do is we're going to hook this up. It has a DVI to VGA cable, or adapter with a VGA cable. This is from May of 2008, and this Lenovo ThinkPad T500 is also from 2008, if I can talk. So I figured, what's a better machine to test this monitor out with than a laptop from the era that has VGA input or output on it, not input. So I'm going to turn that on, or at least have it resume Windows, and I'm going to set this down real quick and undo this twist tie. Actually, I just realized I don't even really need to. I can just plug it in right there. So what I'm going to do is I've got an extension cord hooked up. It just takes a standard 3-prong IEC cable, and I'm going to try to make this quick because I have taco salad. And we're going to plug this in. Am I plugging that in the right way? I can never tell. I'm going to plug this in what I think is the correct way. It very well may not be. I may have to plug it in the other way. Can never really tell. Okay, so that's not the right way. I had it right the first time. What is that? Oh, that's it. That's the USB hub. That's not the power. Well, that would explain that. This also does have a main power switch as well, which is currently in the off position. So there's the power input. So, something uses a lot of energy. It is not energy efficient whenever it has to have a master power switch. So that's plugged in now. And now we're going to flip that switch to the 1 position. Alright, it's flipped over to the 1 position. See if this has power. Good. Turns on. Hey, there we go. And somehow the laptop is making weird noises even though I haven't even plugged it in yet. But we'll go ahead and... Come on. There we go. We'll go ahead and log in. Put that on the desktop. And we'll plug this in. And theoretically, we should be good to go. Plug that in. It says monitor going to sleep. I don't really like that. Let's see. Well, that's plugged in, but nothing. Monitor's going to sleep. I don't like that. Not detecting a signal. Come on, please don't let this be a waste of $20. Why, DVI, no signal, no input signal. Okay, let's go into Windows. And let's see if we can detect that display. So, identify monitor, so that's monitor 1, obviously. Where is... Isn't there a detect display option somewhere? Monitor. Trying to remember... Oh, what's this 2? Extend my desktop onto this monitor? Let's do that. Yeah? Oh, okay, there we go. Alright. So, extend your desktop. We're going to extend it to the left. And apply. This is a strange, like, filter on it, it seems. So, okay. So what is the resolution of this? 1920 by 1080. That doesn't seem right. I thought this was a 16 by 10 display. Is it not? Apply. I keep these display settings. I think so. We'll drag this. Oh, it's on the. Oh, wow, that looks awful. Look at that. I wonder if this adapter is screwing this up. So it does work. So it does appear to work. However, I am running it at a lower resolution. I'm running it at a 1600 by 1440 by 900. That's what I'm currently running it at, because VGA does not support 1920 by 1200, which is what this panel is, which is good. It's good that this panel is 16 by 10, 1080p. It's not Quad HD like I was hoping, but I wasn't expecting that for 20 bucks. Now, my laptop has a DisplayPort connector. This monitor, the reason why that adapter was plugged in is because it has 2 DVI ports. That's it. No HDMI, no DisplayPort. No VGA. Only DVI. 2 DVIs, which is kind of strange. Now, that's not a big deal because DVI to HDMI adapters are dirt cheap. Problem is, I don't own any. I would be able to use a DVI cable to connect this to my desktop, my GTX 1060, but I know I own a DVI cable. I'm pretty sure I do, but I cannot find one. So, and I don't have a DVI to HDMI, because if that's the case, I would plug in a DisplayPort to HDMI and then HDMI to DVI and run it that way, at least for this video. I don't have either of those. Again, I know I have a DVI cable somewhere, but I can't find it. So, can't show this at its full resolution. But I did factory reset the monitor. So I did, in fact, make it to where this monitor, the weird color issue it had at first, is corrected. But it looks pretty bad. I don't like when I'm looking straight at it, it looks okay, but it's got this weird like artifact on it. It's almost like the backlight is like bleeding through too much. And if I shift the camera, I was saying shift, I did not curse there. If I shift the camera, it's really strange. I don't know what this like weird like kind of effect is, but I'm wondering if that's just a byproduct of it being the wrong resolution. But I don't really see how it would be because I don't see other monitors do that. It's really strange. I'm not really sure what the deal with that is. But it does work. If I minimize this window, we can see desktop background looks okay, but again, kind of washed out. There's some kind of strange like lighting issues. I'm not really sure what the deal with that is. It definitely works, but you know, I wonder if this adapter, like this, if I wonder if this DVI to VGA adapter that's plugged in, I wonder if that's causing the weird artifacting. I don't think it is. Unfortunately, I think it is the monitor, but it works at least. So I'll have to do some more digging with this monitor later. I'm gonna have to dig out either a DVI cable or some sort of adapter to plug it into some other computer. I'd like to find what I need to do, because I have a DVI to HDMI adapter, which would allow it to work with both with this laptop and my small form factor Dell, and my main computer. So that would be the goal, at least, if this was to become a main monitor. And then from that, I would have to get a HDMI to DVI, because I don't think, do they make adapters that go straight from DisplayPort to DVI? I'm sure they do, because they make ones for HDMI and VGA. So I don't know. It's kind of strange. I wonder what happens if I take a DisplayPort to VGA and then run that into this. I'm kind of curious. Probably not going to change anything. So this is currently connected to my desktop because, yes, I still use a monitor in 2024 that has VGA. In fact, all my monitors have VGA, although just one's hooked up with it. And fun fact, I've never used the DisplayPort on this laptop. So we're going to unplug this VGA, and I'm going to plug it in here into this adapter, just like that, and we're going to plug it in to the DisplayPort and see if that does anything. It's still ultimately sending the signal over VGA, so I doubt anything's going to change. But I was just curious. Okay, so we've got just the laptop's display. Display settings. What resolution can I set this to? Or will it not let me set a resolution at all? Apparently not. Maybe I have to... Nothing? This may be one too many adapters. Yeah, doesn't want to do it. Does not want to do it. Yeah, so I don't think that works. I really don't like how sharp those DisplayPort prongs are. I don't like locking mechanisms on any connector, really. And friggin' all computer components have VGA, DVI, DisplayPort. They've all got those stupid tabs. I hate it. At least with VGA, you can ignore the screws. You can't really do that with DisplayPort. But yeah, so the monitor works. I'll have to do some more tinkering with it and find some more cables. Yeah, it's almost like this looks really strange. But again, it depends on what direction I show it. It's really weird. But it does work at least. So I guess it technically wasn't a waste of $20. But yeah, I've yet to say for sure. If the picture's going to look like that all the time, then I don't think I'm going to switch to this as a main monitor. But it's big enough that I could probably pass this along to somebody else without issue, if they're willing to lift it at least. But yeah, so that's my new HP LP 2465 monitor that I got for $20. So that's pretty much that. This was Intellitech Mobile signing out. Have a good one, and there's actually 2 more monitors that I got recently, so you'll see videos on those as well. Take care.